Slag of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast. What's up, everybody? How we all doing this Saturday night? It's the Transformers Slag Podcast Saturday Night live stream main event. This is the face that runs this place. My name's Proto Man. I'm the voice that you hear Monday to Friday, and it's Saturday night. Now you're going to have to listen to me some more. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk Transformers. We're going to cover some news, some updates here and there, cover little things. I hope everyone likes the new format that the podcast has been the past couple of weeks. I've been going for a more visual kind of aesthetic. Takes a little longer to put together. Maybe people are noticing the segments were coming later in the day. But to do a daily podcast and to make it look nice for you guys and educate you guys with all the cool information that exists in our world, I just hope you guys are enjoying it. Nice to see all the YouTube members and some patrons here today. It's going to be a busy one. Not too busy, but we got some stuff to talk about. It's going to be an interesting one. We're going to be doing a giveaway today, yet again. Our nice little cruise to December. Giving back. We're doing Christmas early and doing some giveaways to all my Patreon people and YouTube members, the green names on the side of the chat today, so that you guys could participate and win a brand new Transformer product for your collection. We cover everything, shipping, all of that, so don't worry. We'll do this and that, shall we? So let's jump into it. We'll jump into the news. We'll cover some things, and then we'll do our giveaway, and then we'll take some super chats from the people. As always, if you want to be a part of this little fun hangout and you want to comment on some of the news that we're doing today, again, hit that super chat and help support the pod. Let's do it, shall we? So the first news we got today, the first news that we're going to cover is some Rise of the Beast news. Some Rise of the Beasts news. And we have two more voice actors, two more actors that have been added to the cast. And we now know the voice for our Rise of the Beast Mirage and our Rise of the Beast Airazor. And it is that of comedian Pete Davidson for Mirage and the ever-talented Michelle Yeoh for Airazor. And Pete Davidson, I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't too familiar with him. He's probably the less known of the pair here. He did 8 seasons of SNL. So if you're a big SNL person during that era, you probably would be familiar at least with the face. And he did a bunch of comedies. He's a stand-up comedian. If you want to know how his voice acting chops are, he really only did a few kind of voice acting roles. He was Jerry in Angry Birds, and he was Marmaduke in the Marmaduke CG movie that came out very recently, but that's not really the best example. But probably his biggest amount of voice acting he's done as of recent is the Freak Brothers on television, where he's Phineas Freaker, and he's the main character in that. So you can kind of get an idea of his voice acting chops and if he's any good. But I mean, let's be real, people. Let's be real. I mean, how many lines do you think Mirage is going to get in the movie anyways? Let's be real. I mean, history has shown us anything. Maybe 3? Maybe 3? Maybe 4. Let's go for 4. Then we have Michelle Yeoh. She's an award-winning actress. I almost feel like she's too good for this, in my opinion. But I'm glad to have her as Airazor because it's Beast Wars related, and Beast Wars is the best of the best. She did tons of big Hollywood movies from Tomorrow Never Dies, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Memoirs of a Geisha, Guardians of the Galaxy, Shang-Chi, Everything, Everywhere, all at once. And she's now on Star Trek Discovery. Very talented actress. And on top of it all, I mean, her voice acting work. She was in Kung Fu Panda. She was the Soothsayer. She was in the new Minions movie that just came out. She was Master Chow. And she was in Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, where she played Yuki. So she does voice acting. And I think she also has the Arc that's coming out soon, where she's Mei Yu Lin in that on Netflix. So a lot of good stuff. She has a lot of voice acting talent, and I like her voice. She's very talented. I loved her in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So no complaints there. I just hope that Airazor has a big part, and I hope that the Transformers get featured, and I hope that the time that they spend in the recording booth is not in vain. It is not in vain. I hope not. Let's jump into some Transformers Earthspark news because last week we had the New York Comic Con and they had a Transformers Earthspark reveal panel. And there was a lot of stuff that was revealed at that panel. Specifically, they showed the very first episode of Transformers Earthspark, and it kind of gave us a bit an idea of what this could be in terms of continuity. Now, I talked about this on my individual segment already, but there's this suggestion that Earthspark potentially could be a pseudo sequel to Generation 1. We have a super chat here from Eldon Tolbert, and he wants to know for 5 bones if Sludge has brain smart Vector Sigma, he'd be dangerous. He'd be dangerous than Megatron. I think all the Dinobots, if they were really smart, I think would take advantage of the fact that they're so big and probably do other things, be more pacifist. I mean, look, when we had Grimlock's new brain, he's supposed to be the strongest of all the Dinobots. He created other Transformers and Combiners. So someone like Sludge or Slag or Snarl or any of them, Swoop even. Swoop's the tiniest of the bunch. I think if they were smart, they'd probably do something on a more pacifist kind of level. The smarter you are, the less you want to fight. Let's put it that way. Danger is not the way I would do it. But thank you for the question, Albert, or the super chat. Getting back to Earthspark here, we have some suggestions again of some kind of pseudo sequel. And how does I mean, like let's go into the other slide here because these come from multiple sources. So like they have this scene in episode 1 here, and I apologize for anyone that doesn't want spoilers, but these were all scenes from episode 1 suggesting the Great War and leading up to the Earthspark episode 1 series. And it's all this Sunbow Marvel, 1984 to 1985 animation style, season 1, season 2. So it's a very hard suggestion that this is some kind of sequel to this. Are they just using that visual style to convey the story? I don't know. There's this suggestion that it's the next generation, but I mean, we've heard that many times with Transformers. We've had sequels for Generation 1 before. I mean, what is Beast Wars, if anything? Is this a sequel to, like, is this after, season 4 Rebirth? Is this after season 2? Is this like, maybe like this retcons the 2005 and, Transformers the movie, you know? Does it retcon that and this is like something else? Could be. I don't know. Like it's very confusing. I hopefully we'll learn more as we watch the show, but it's a very weird suggestion that they've pretty much suggested with this. And I for all we know, it could be all just brouhaha. It's just all marketing speak, and in the end, this has nothing to do with being a sequel to G1, and it's just to get people excited that it's the next generation Transformers born on Earth. Never been done before, of course not, except it's been done since season 1. There's been tons of Transformers born, created, built on Earth, so it's not the first time. I mean, you could even argue the protoforms during Beast Wars, So if anything, there's almost every Transformer series has some character that was probably created on Earth at some point, both in the comics and in cartoons. So we'll see. We'll see. Don't wanna rag on their parade. I mean, I always want to be positive going into these things, but I'm always skeptical too. So I hope that Earthspark turns out to be really fun. The clips that I've seen thus far, it looks visually very nice. Let's just hope that the voice acting, the sound effects, the music, the script, the story, let's just hope that's all good. And more importantly, also the characters. Because in case you didn't know, it says Transformers in that title. So I hope it focuses on the Transformers just a little. Just a little. Next up, we're going to also cover the same weekend that just passed was the Sydney Oz Comic Con, and there was a whole bunch of Transformers Earthspark packaging on display. And why are we talking about packaging? Because it gave us a better indication of brand new Transformers Earthspark product that we did not know about. More specifically, the next wave of Deluxes, which is the only thing that really matters in that sea of gimmicky-based Earthspark toys. Now, this one has been censored because the individual that took a photo of the back of the packaging was asked not to show the other members. But that didn't stop them from saying what those other members are. So if you could see right there, number 1 is our Deluxe Bumblebee, which we've already seen. Number 2 is Megatron, our Deluxe Megatron that we've already seen. Number 3 is Terran Twitch, which we've already seen plenty of images of that one. And then we got 4, 5, 6, and 7, all part of this Build-A-Figure system. But who are those characters? Well, we were told that number 4 is Optimus Prime, number 5 is Shockwave, and number 6 is Grimlock, and number 7 is a brand new character named Nightshade. Now, Nightshade is a trademark that was used in BotBots. They did a repaint of the binoculars and they made them night vision goggles and they called it Nightshade. So that's where that trademark comes from. Otherwise, it was never used in Transformers previously. It was used in other Hasbro stuff, but BotBots is probably the only Transformer related name that it could be. But number 7 is Nightshade, and if you look carefully at number 7, there's a little bit of a Seeker wing kind of pointing out there. So it could be also a new Seeker repaint of a mold. We have seen a Seeker that kind of sported a yellowy and kind of green complexion. That could be Nightshade. And then, of course, you can see the top of Optimus's helmet on number 4 over there. But yeah, Optimus, Shockwave, Grimlock, and Nightshade. That pretty much confirms that those are going to be characters in the show. No surprise there. No surprise at all. But I mean, that's pretty cool otherwise. So they say that that Bumblebee, Megatron, Twitch, and Optimus and Shockwave are going to be shipping early 2023. And the Grimlock and Nightshade will be showing up mid 2023 to late 2023. So it probably will take you until the end of next year to complete your Dr. Mandroid. And I just want to point out something with the Dr. Mandroid image on the right and why I included it there also. The first images that we saw of the Dr. Mandroid Build-A-Figure didn't feature the extra accessories that you see on it now. And we see that he actually has removable Cybertronian arms that I guess he took from captured Cybertronians, because that yellow arm on his left, was not originally seen when we saw the first images of the Build-A-Figure. So there's a lot going on here. Very interesting. But now we know some more Deluxes that we will be getting, and Deluxes are going to be the name of the game, because if we've looked thus far, I mean, Optimus has been in every price point at this point. The Tacticon, anyone saw my Twitter today knows how that image is going that gimmick is going to be used with the finger. We have the warrior class, which is pretty much a deluxe class with a gimmick installed and less articulation and less paint, but more or less in the same scale. We have the one step, which has existed since, geez, I want to say, Age of Extinction, The Last Night, Cyberverse, the one step Transformers. So they're going to have a one step there. The reason why I show the Wheeljack is because we don't have packaging art for Optimus Prime in one step, so it'll give you an idea of what the packaging might look like for Optimus. And then, of course, we have the spin changer, which comes with the human figure. It's the only way you can get the human figures is through the spin changers, which is pretty much the oversized ultra classes that we got in Cyberverse, like Iaconus and Bumblebee, where they're a gimmicky, simple transformation, but a very large figure. Good for birthdays and for the kids, but not so much for us hardcore collectors that want scale and everything like that. But we'd be buying it for the figures. So if anyone's buying those and you don't want your Robbie or Mo, let me know. Send them over because I don't think I'm going to want to have to buy it just for the two little human characters. But that now we have a deluxe Optimus to join that. And what's also interesting on the packaging is Optimus and Alita, they have a special emblem on it that both Bumblebee and Wheeljack don't have. So like Bumblebee and Wheeljack have the Autobot emblem, the Decepticon characters I'm going to assume are going to have a Decepticon emblem. Even Twitch has the Autobot emblem. But both Optimus and Alita have this special emblem, which people are assuming is the Ghost emblem. And the Ghost emblem is the Earth Cybertronian Alliance emblem. And I guess it looks, I swear it looks like they took the Autobot emblem and they put the Quintesson emblem eating it or something. It's very weird. I mean, some could argue that it's a fusion of the Decepticon and Autobot emblem. There's a lot of ways that one could interpret it. But so we also get a good look at that emblem that's both on Optimus's chest, Elita One's chest, and Megatron. Probably when we see that deluxe class Megatron, he's going to have that emblem on his box too, and on the toy. So interesting stuff, pretty cool, but just something to make a note of also. And then let's talk about our big stuff today. This is the big one. This is the big one that dropped in our laps. Our double dog dare, our Hound and Hound bipedal. We got supposedly these come from Target computer listings, our Buzzworthy Bumblebee listings of a Buzzworthy Bumblebee Deluxe class Hound in Earth mode and a Studio Series Dark of the Moon Hatchet. So these are very cool. The individual segments I did on them, I already broke them down quite a bit and explained what's going on with the fine details and the veneering. But it's something that, again, to compare what we've gotten in the past, people already bought the other one. I mean, looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. I like it. I mean, as someone who has the Masterpiece Hound and how fragile that toy is and how scary it is to mess with Masterpiece Hound because transforming him could potentially break. It's not a very well put together figure. I will say this right now. To get something that's a mini masterpiece and you don't have to worry about breaking it, because if you've messed with the Siege Hound, and I have, I might as well just show, here's Siege Hound. Here's the original. This was from Universe 2.0 or Universe back in the day, the Classics Generations Hound, who's a little larger. It's a little bigger than the other one. And his like little missile thing's gonna fall off. But I mean, up to this point, that's what we had. That's what we had up to this point. And now we're gonna be getting something that we had this. Before that, we had like the alternators one, which you probably can't see up there, but this was like the best Earthhound that we had at the time, and it came with a cool Ravage figure, which was pretty awesome. And then now we had this one. This is our Cybertronian one, especially when you look at the alt mode. It's very Humvee kind of looking. And now we got this one. And the details are present. It's pretty obvious, but looks really good. Looks really, really good. I appreciate all the effort to make it look as animation accurate as possible within the limitations of the sculpting that they did previously all those years ago with Siege. Imagine, Siege was almost 3 years ago. So pretty impressive stuff. I like what I see. I mean, sign me up. Looks good. Looks really good. Looks really, really good. And that's it more or less for the news. It's been quite the light week for news otherwise. We also have two items, Mikey and Louie, that we're going to be opening up from the PO box. So we're going to be opening these up today. So we're going to get to experience a box opening all together and see what new Transformer product has been put into the Transformer collection sent by the fans and Mikey and Louie, who are two extremely generous people. And then we have a giveaway also that we're going to be doing afterwards, and this and that. But first, a word from our sponsors, which is always important. They keep the lights on. We got Symbiote Studios, good old Symbiote Studios, and in the spirit of our Hound, announcement, Symbiote Studios has a great Hound plush. So if you want to have a big, look how big this thing is. Big as my head. And I have a big head. So, you know, get yourself a little official Symbiote Studios Hound plush, as well as all the other Symbiote Studios plushes. I'm wearing their Snake Eyes shirt today, repping the G.I. Joe. So, but Symbiote Studios, your plush, your pins, and your t-shirts for Transformers, for G.I. Joe, for Hasbro's other brands. Check them out. A lot of cool shirts, a lot of cool t-shirts. And of course, their whole collection. Better move fast. Some of them sell out. Get that Hound. Love that Hound one. That one's really cool. Get your Seeker Jets, the Shockwave, and then we got more coming in 2023. The plush parade never diminishes. And of course, the other Hasbro sponsored stuff, such as G.I. Joe, the Snake Eye shirt that I'm wearing right now, which has, you can barely see. Here, let me just. Eh. You got Timber over there. Isn't he adorable? You got timber going on. Ugh. So get those. Get Cobra Commander. Get your plush of Snake Eyes with timber. Get your My Little Pony. If you're a brony, get Power Rangers. You got to get. You need a Black Ranger with Dragon Shield, but that's just me. Get your Power Ranger pins, your Magic the Gathering stuff, and even Magic the Gathering has your Transformer kind of leak because we're going to be having Magic the Gathering cards in the next expansion of the Brothers War. We're going to have some Transformer cards in there. So get your Magic the Gathering pins because Transformers is going to be part of that world too. Everything's awesome. They have their new plushes that are coming out also, such as the Dragon Zord and the G.I. Joe stuff. Symbiote Studios. They make good stuff. And you can barely see it. I'll move the camera later, but they make good stuff. Actually, so I just noticed now. Actually, I probably should show it. Hold on. I have Shockwave, Optimus, and Grimlock, and those are the 3 new deluxes that we were revealed today from Earthspark. Yeah. Serendipitous, indeed. But of course, another thing we also have to mention is Anda Seats. Anda Seats is our brand new sponsor. It's pretty much the throne of how I report this podcast now, how I record everything. And Seats, the premium gaming chairs for your Transformer world. This is their new arrival of their 2022 product, Optimus, Megatron, and Bumblebee. Good looking chairs and I'll tell you something again. I for years was rocking a terrible chair. Go back and watch the old podcasts. I didn't even have a headrest. I had like this short little thing. I'm a 6'1" guy. I'm tall, you know, and I was just sitting in a very uncomfortable thing that I got from Costco. And now I got this and I am very happy. Very, very happy. And Anda seats with their very comfortable stuff, their lower lumbar support, their very cool. Again, I guess I'm very easily entertained, but so here's your lower lumbar support that you get for a tall guy like me. And then you got your magnetic clasp. It works with magnets. It's seamless. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm just impressed very easily, but it is a very cool seat. The Anda seat. Check the link in the description below. Go check out their stuff. Let me know what you think with Anda seats. And of course, can't forget Aaron Archer. Aaron Archer's book, The Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 1, still available. Get it before it sells out. There's very few left, although he will be at TFCon Chicago coming up. He might have a few copies there. So if you are present at TFCon Chicago, be sure to swing by his booth and go, hey, Aaron Archer, Protoman sent me, and I want to buy a book. And then maybe you could get an autograph and get some nice art done in there. Beautiful stuff. But if you can't go to TFCon Chicago, unfortunately, I won't be there. Got other things to do, and unfortunately, let's just say crossing the border and dealing with 8 hours of layover due to the big V making all kind of blockages for my flight. Yeah, not going to do that. But yeah, if you are going, hey, that's awesome. Go get a book. If you're not, you could go to archermonster.com/shop, pick one up for $20, and for an extra $15, get a piece of art of your request done on the inside. Could be whatever you want. Go bug Aaron. It'll be awesome. And that's it, more or less, for the sponsors this week for Transformers and the Transformers Slag podcast. So we're going to take some super chats, but first, let us open up. We'll open up. Should we open up? We'll open up just one and then we'll open up another one later. So these come from Mikey and Louie. They've been sending a lot of different packages to the Transformers Slag podcast P.O. Box. And yeah, I have no idea what either one of these are. They're similar in shape. They feel like they could be retail product Transformer stuff. One's a little larger than the other. I'll go with the smaller one first. Let's just open it and you guys get to see it first. Oh, before we do, we have people that are being naughty. Oh, guys, do I have to take care of you on the other computer? Let's jump in. Let's get rid of every time. You know what's crazy, YouTube? I'm telling you, and I was talking to YouTube about this not too long ago with the partner program, and I was like, "You guys gotta do something about, like" it's amazing how much of the where is it? Hide user. There you go. Goodbye. It's amazing how much, the spam has been getting out of hand recently on YouTube. It's absolutely nuts. There we go. Took care of that. Yeah, I know the bots are nuts. It's nuts. It's the amount of spam that we're getting now. You should see I post videos and I probably have to delete 3 or 4 spam bots sending you to adult websites, and YouTube is just not doing anything about it. They love it. They love it. But anyways, you know what I love? I love opening stuff. So let's take a look, guys. What do we got here? Oh, that was a terrible rip. Let's try that again. Ah, that looks like ooh, that looks like a Generation Selects product. Oh, looks like we got lift ticket. Oh, we got lift ticket, some Diaclone action. Diaclone. It's not even opened yet. Oh, gotta open it. I'll open it later. Lift ticket. Thank you very much, Mikey and Louie. Some hot rod looking figure. Actually, I have right here on the desk because I like messing with them. Oh, and there he goes. Here's Hoist. So there we go. Hoist always had kind of that hot rod kind of spoiler going on in the back there, depending on how you displayed him. So that's pretty cool. Lift ticket. And it's sealed, so for sure I know there's no Funko Pops inside. I hope not. Do we open the other one now or do we open it later? Should we wait till later? Do we wait till later? Should we open it now? Should we do a giveaway first? What should we do? What should we do, guys? What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? My fate is in your hands. You guys decide. Open it later. Open it now. Open it later. Wait, giveaway. What do people want? Giveaway. People want the giveaways. Of course, they want the giveaways. So, we're doing a giveaway today. And once again, the giveaway is sponsored by Binth Studios. And they are giving away today. Today's the giveaway. It is Skywasp. So, you're going to get yourself a brand new Creatures Collide Target exclusive Buzzworthy Bumblebee Skywasp with interchangeable head. Interchangeable head. So you could do what originally BotCon originally planned and get yourself a Skywasp. Pretty tough to get this guy because you have to buy that big expensive set just to get it. So pretty pricey item when you really think about it for a deluxe to get it. So as always, how does it work? Well, you have to be either one of those green names and be a YouTube member or be a Patreon member. If you are a Patreon member, I'm going to ask a question. Just be sure to type your Patreon name first and then the correct answer. If you are a YouTube member with the green name, just put the answer. We don't need to double check that you're a member because your name is green. But Patreon members, just be sure to put your name first before your answer so my mod John could double check and make sure. It's not who answers first. It's just correct answers all put into a hat. We and then we pull it out and you win the yummy delicious bug of Skywasp, or a Halloween HorrorCon homage, or a BotCon 2015 homage. Depends how you want to twist it, depends how you want to turn it, but it looks good in the hood. So, simple question today, very simple question. Of this new Transformers Earthspark emblem that we have today, name one of the 3 confirmed members that we have that ghost emblem on it. Who are one of those 3 members? Have at it. I will wait. I will go look at toys in the meantime. I will go look at toys. More than meets the eye. Robots in disguise. Let those come in. I hope people are able to answer this one. And I'll have to ask another question. Gonna have to ask another question. And then afterwards, we'll do a whole bunch of we'll do the super chats, we'll do the YouTube member questions, and we'll just relax for the rest of the evening. Take care and enjoy all the good stuff. Yep. We're gonna give it one more minute, guys, and then that'll be that, shall we? In the meantime, wonder if I'll get flagged on YouTube for showing. This is the Diaclone version with the red on the inside of Browning, which what would be known as Browning. And what's cool about Browning is with all of those little guys, they have the little missiles and they shoot. So cool, these things. And then I have, where's the actual Browning? I have him on display here. There he is. Here's the actual Browning. And the difference is he has red there and he had blue for the Master Force version. Browning was kind of looking at some of my Master Force stuff when doing the displays for the collection. Where we at? Where we at? We're good. Alrighty. So John has a whole bunch of names. He's going to put them in the old hat, and we'll see what we get. We will see what we get. So let's open the second one, shall we? We got another one here. This one sounds like it's a whole bunch of stuff bouncing around. So let's open it up. Oh, it's another brown box. Oh, it's another Gen Selects packaging. It's the Centurion drone. Oh, that's a top tier ticket item. That's one that a lot of people really. That's why it sounds like there's so much stuff bouncing around in there because it comes with all the accessories and stuff. Very good. That's one that people really like. That one. Very nice. Very nice. Mini Funkos. Oh my goodness. I hope is it sealed? This one? Oh, there's. Oh no. Is that tape on there? Oh no. Is that tape? Oh no. There might be Funkos in that one. Do we? Oh no. We might have to open this one. Where's my X-Acto blade? Is that upstairs? Oh no. Let's take a look. Uh-uh-uh. Let's take a look. See. Maybe we got. Maybe we got more. Oh no. We're good. We're good. Oh, you guys are scaring me. Yeah, it's good. Woo! Was worried for a second that we got some Funkos. You guys are trolling. I got that one in. You guys are trolling me. Where's the other box now? Is lift ticket sealed? Okay, lift ticket is sealed though. So the other one had tape on it. Got me worried for a second there. It got me worried. But thank you again, Mikey and Louie, for the great stuff that has been sent to join the crazy collection. And we always give back too. We take, but we give back to the fandom. And, John, do you have the answer yet? Do we have the winner yet? No, John doesn't have the winner yet. Okay. We'll wait then. We will wait then. We will wait then. In the meantime, we'll take some super chats from people in the audience today, answer some questions, and then just enjoy the rest of the evening for the Transformers Slag podcast. Shall we? So we'll do that. In the meantime, I'm really looking forward. I swear, when we get Hound, man, that's going to be really good because already, like, the sculpting is so different on the guns and everything that we've seen thus far. with that mold that it's going to be very interesting to see. Very, very interesting. Mikey says it's the circle of Matrix life. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's how it is. You got to, you know what? This is a hobby that is very, when you really look at it from the outside looking in, it's a very consumerism kind of hobby. Like at its core, it's about buying toys, but it's something that outside of that, there's community, there's helping each other out, there's storytelling, there's a lot of great stuff. And here comes all the super chats, so we're going to jump into them. Mikey says, Proto, what is your personal theory on how the new show actually ties into the old G1 cartoon? I don't know. Like when you look at it being a sequel to Rebirth, it's like, well, then why is Bumblebee not Goldbug? Why is Megatron not Galvatron? If Starscream is dead, if he shows up, then why is he not dead? If it is a sequel going after season 2 and it retcons, let's say the 86 movie, which I would hate, um, that would kind of make more sense. I think it might be just lip service. I think it's just the creators trying to get people interested on a more mainstream level that aren't aware, but that's just kind of my take. And we got more spam that is coming in. It is amazing, the spam guys, but I'm ready now. Spam guys, I am ready to remove you dudes. There we go. It is crazy how much spam is going on. It is amazing. They always target the podcasts that have over 100 live viewers because they hope if one guy clicks on the adult website, they make their money. Michael Koo with the super chat for $5. Thank you, Michael Koo. Always the love and support from Michael Koo. Do you think the Velocitron Speedia 500 Cosmos can be retooled into Scrounge? Who first had a toy during Combiner Wars? Yep. The first Scrounge toy was very difficult to get. It was part of the Computron box set as a bonus figure. And considering that Computron box set number 1 came out very late in Combiner Wars' lifespan, and on the top of the fact that the only way you could get that little Scrounge was to buy a Computron box set, and some people already bought the scatter shot, so they're like, the individual one. So it's like, oh, now I have to buy this again. So it was very difficult to get. It was a repaint of, like you said, Cosmos, just a brand new head sculpt. I have it in my display over there. I got it from Mikey and Louie, actually. Um, love that little toy, but I would love to see them do a Scrounge again, just so there could be a deluxe class Scrounge and people could get access to that figure. Because that Computron one was difficult for people to get. They couldn't get a Scrounge figure. They had to buy a big box set just to get one little dude. So I would love it if they, and that would be an obvious, you take that top part of Cosmos and you just lower it a little bit, and then you got a more perfect wheel. But for sure, we'll get a Scrounge for sure. I mean, it's there's, like I always say, there's certain molds that characters are kind of married to at this point. It's like when you look at anything that's a Grapple or an Inferno, you go, well, there's Grapple, there's Inferno, there's Hauler or Road Hauler as it's called, there's Artfire, there's uh, G2 Inferno, so right away you got all those built in. When you look at any Seeker Jet, when you look at any, Datsun police car or street car, when you look at any Lambo, there's just certain ones that are kind of built in. Now with Bumblebee, you can get all like 4 characters out of that. So that's the way that I kind of see it, is for sure, when you look at Cosmos, you go, okay, you could do a Pathfinder GoBot homage kind of repaint. And then you can maybe do now Scrounge, so now you got 3 characters out of that. So they're trying to create that more and more. Same thing how Detritus could probably come from this one day. Maybe that'll be Junkion 2. Who knows? Who knows? That's the Junkion 2 the listing that we saw for Legacy Evolution. Who knows, Mike? But we'll find out one day. But I hope we do get a Scrounge. That way people will have access to that character for their displays. Abraham Pomares wants to know for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Abraham. And for being a YouTube member also. Hi, Proto. Of the remaining triple changers, do you think Octane and Sandstorm would be leader and maybe Broadside a commander for better scale. I would love it. I mean, I don't think they'll do it, but I would love it if Broadside was a commander scale because Broadside. I mean, look when we got that Voyager scale Broadside. Remember how it came with those like little aerial bot jets that you could put on it? So like already Hasbro, even during the John Warden era, was suggesting that Broadside's this huge character. So it's something that number one, if they made him a commander class, number one, that would be awesome. And number two, I could see them taking it and then they could do another G.I. Joe crossover and you have USS Flag. Like they could just like retool it a little bit, give it a new head sculpt, give it what is it? What was it called? Captain Flag, who was the figure that came with the original G.I. Joe USS Flag. For people in the Transformer world that isn't aware, the USS Flag is like a gigantic couch-sized playset that the old GI Joe line had. It was kind of like their Fortress Maximus if you were a kid of the '80s. Just go look at a commercial of the USS Flag. It's ridiculous how big it is. As a toy collector, I can't even imagine where I would put a USS Flag, and I'm a guy who owns like Unicrons and stuff like that, so it's crazy. But I would love that. It would be cool. I don't think Hasbro would want to do it as a commander because the commander class, they really like to focus on a marquee character. But I mean, weirder things have happened. I would have never guessed that a commander class would have been uh, Skylinks. I could see it for Rodimus, I could see it for Jetfire, but Skylinks, and I like Skylinks, don't get me wrong. And I really like the Voyager that we got back in Combiner Wars. But who knows? Who knows? I would like that. The other two you mentioned, Octane and Sandstorm, I could see them being leaders. Sandstorm really needs a new toy. Sandstorm, it's like, geez, he had that extensive retool of Springer, which pretty much was just the IDW Springer. And then he had like repaints of like Beachcomber, the Legend Scale Beachcomber. So he desperately needs a new toy, Sandstorm. Desperately. Desperately. Every Sandstorm has always been shortchanged. So Octane, yeah, and he'll get something for sure. Octane's a truck and he turns into a jet. Hasbro's always going to want to do stuff that's related to that, for sure. For sure. Octane 100%. It's just the trademark that's the issue. Let's go down to the next questions in the greens. Guess who's back? They saw the Lizard Sphere X says there's more than meets the eye, you would say. Mikey says, honestly thought that at the end of Rebirth, when the wave hit to restore Goldbug back into Bumblebee. Yeah, there's that animation error where you see Bumblebee celebrating and Goldbug is watching him in that same animation. Because ACOM Studios that did season 3 and season 4 was a nightmare. In Rebirth, Optimus Prime's head crest is miscolored like literally all 3 episodes. You think like you think there was any reason to stop doing G1 episodes at that point with the quality that was being put out? Political Fisticuffs with the gold super chat for $10. Thank you, Political Fisticuffs. Just got a bonus. You deserve one too. Well, thank you, Political Fisticuffs. Also, they're doing Beast Wars dirty. At least Bayformers had Cullen and Welker. Shaking my head that they're wasting their money on those big name celebrities. Well, I remember when we had Michael Bell at TFCon back in 2007. This was many years ago. And I remember Michael Bell, and this is like TFCon back in 2007. TFCon was like, maybe we had 200 people at the show, maybe 300, and that's being nice. Very small show back in the day. And what was cool was the voice actors would hang out after the show. We'd all be hanging out in the lobby together because it was a 1-day convention. No one would get hotel rooms. So anyone that did travel to the show, like guys like me, we'd stay the night. And of course, the guests, the voice actors would also stay the night. So we'd all be hanging out at the bar, hanging out in the lobby. And I remember Michael Bell was telling like, all the stories of, he would go to do Hollywood voice acting gigs where he was like a background character or an incidental character. And he'd say that the reason why we see more celebrities being used for voice actors and less actual legitimate voice actors is because, and this is Michael Bell saying it, not me, but he would say like a lot of those voice directors in Hollywood for many years doing Disney movies and stuff like that, they were always used to, like, Disney would do these, with Touchstone Pictures, which was Disney's live action production company. They would be able to work with all these actors, Robin Williams and all this stuff. And Disney movies, it was all just working with voice actors. And so the voice acting directors didn't like that they had to go home and their wife would be like, "Oh, who'd you work with today?" "Oh, I only worked with Frank Welker, who's that? And Peter Cullen, no one ever heard of these guys." And then like the director would be working on a Touchstone movie and have, some big famous actors that they get to work with, or Steve Martin or Robin Williams with Touchstone Pictures. So they wanted to be able to work with actors. And it was the Aladdin movie that really opened all that because Robin Williams had a deal with Disney. He did Touchstone Picture Movies, which was part of Disney, and he did Aladdin. And that opened the door to everything. Because then all of a sudden, now a voice director was able to go home and go, "Honey, I worked with Robin Williams today." And so now it's like you look at a movie like Shrek, right? And Shrek top to bottom. And I have nothing against those actors that are part of those movies. I love Mike Myers. Michael Myers is Canadian. He's the most Canadian of Canadian people. But, Michael Myers, Eddie Murphy, another super talented stand-up comedian, great singer, great actor. But all of these guys they were just actors. Cameron Diaz, it's just actor, 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 actor. It's not about voice talent anymore. And that's not to say that Eddie Murphy isn't funny and Mike Myers isn't funny. And well, Cameron Diaz is there. I mean, it's Cameron Diaz. Yeah. So to me, it's like, those individuals, those could have been voice actor roles. And now it's very tough. Like people were saying, like, why isn't it the Beast Wars voice actors? Why isn't it, Gary Chalk? Why isn't it Pauline? Well, to be fair, I want to say this right now on the record. People were saying, why isn't Pauline Newstone Air Razor? Pauline Noonstone is very old right now. Very old. She's not young anymore. We have been trying to get her at TFCon for many years, and it's difficult to put her on a plane. So to put Pauline Newstone on a plane, fly her to LA to do a recording session for Air Razor's lines, I don't think you're going to get Pauline Newstone. And she was also Frieza in some versions of Dragon Ball. I think the Ocean dub, she was Frieza. So it's like some voice actors, like I just don't see it happening anyways. Would it be cool to have the original Air Razor voice? Of course it would. Of course it would. But you know what? Let's see what Michelle Yeoh does. Maybe she does a great job. Maybe it's just phoned in. We don't know, but we'll find out when the time comes. But I mean, it's tough. It really is tough. And the, Gary Chalk has said this before. The unions are different for the like Hollywood West Coast guys as opposed to the voice acting unions. So there's all kinds of weird red tape with that too that kind of gets in the way of things. It's stupid stuff. It's really stupid stuff. It's the same reason why all the Beast Wars voice actors couldn't come back for Kingdom because there was no voice actor unions with the Netflix stuff. So they got all those guys that just phoned in the voice acting. You know, the Dinobot guy wasn't too bad. The guy who did Dinobot's voice wasn't too bad in Kingdom, but everyone else was kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Those Netflix series, as time passes, is not going to age well. Thank you for the super chat question, though. Political fisticuffs. Thank you for the super chat. A gold one, too. Thank you very much. Tom Laney with the YouTube member green question. Why not re-release the Technobots? Same with the Predacons to use as filler. That's a big piece of product to put out in a box set on shelving. Guys have to understand a lot of toy companies plan their product based around the SKU allocation that a Walmart gives them. So Walmart will be like, I wish I had a piece of paper here. Whatever. Like Walmart would like have a piece of paper and it'd be like, oh, like you're gonna get this for your deluxes, this for this for that, this for that. And you know, they can only fit so much, and then you're going to put a big box set. I mean, those box sets were like, they're very big. So, and it's an expensive piece, and to have a big box set that's like $125, you have to understand that Combiner Wars Computron came out in a world where Toys R Us still existed in the United States on a global level. So, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's the same thing why Titan classes, like I'm still surprised they find a way to pull those off. But then again, we have Hasbro Pulse now. We have a strong Amazon world, so that's also helping. The everlong name of Sarah that I'm going to say at the end of it. Sarah with the gold super chat, well, not the gold super chat, with the green chat from the YouTube membership says, I'm back. When can I get the next list of figures for cheap? Poison Bite, Beast Wars, Lugnut, Reveal the Shield, Poison, Strike a Bakon. Let's go through this. Number one, Poison Bite, which is one of the Beast Wars mutants. The Beast Wars mutant toys are always going to be expensive because they came out literally at the end of Beast Wars, literally at the end, combined with the fact that they didn't have robot modes. They were not popular. They were supposedly, the rumor was that they were Animorph toys that were then turned into Beast Wars toys instead in production because Animorphs, the toy line, got canceled. So they were at the end. No one was buying Beast Wars toys, let alone ones that didn't have robot modes. So the secondary market on them is very limited. I believe the most expensive of the bunch, I believe, is the Soundwave one, which was the crocodile and the bat one. And that one has GPS too, which is a whole other nightmare of a problem. But so you're gonna have problems with Poison Bite regardless. And if Beast Wars becomes even more popular and speculators get involved because of the Rise of the Beast movie, stuff like Poison Bite are just gonna creep up even more as the market shrinks. Lugnut Reveal the Shield, just wait until they do a new Lugnut toy. It's kind of the same thing. What are your options to buy a Lugnut figure? You have the original animated one. You have Atomic Lugnut, which is the lesser repaint. You have the Clobber version from Cyberverse, which was not that great a toy because it was limited by its gimmick that it was attached to. And then you got that great Reveal the Shield one. When they make a better Lugnut figure in the future, that Reveal the Shield one will go down in value because something better might be around. It's kind of like how something like this, I'm pretty sure at one point, was probably holding its value for the longest time as probably at that moment the best Hound figure. And then something else comes out and changes that. Bakon Strika, same story. It's a Bakon exclusive, low numbers. At some point, we're going to probably get a new Strika toy. That's a trademark that they have. That they have Alpha Strika. That's the trademark they keep. Um, Soundwave Blue Spark music label. Well, that's music label. Do I have that one? No, I have the white and purple one. I got those ones cheap. They were liquidating those at one point. People didn't want those. And Voyager first edition Prime. Well, the first edition stuff came out in Canada and Japan, so those are already super low numbers. When those came out, those first edition Transformer Prime figures, Canadians were literally making money because they were just going to Toys R Us and then selling them on eBay. It was nuts. And I should have taken advantage of that, but I didn't. I didn't. I was just like sending them to friends and them realizing how bad shipping is from Canada. And then Sarah says we need X-Files Transformer crossovers. But then what would that be, Sarah? What would that be? I can't even think of an iconic X-Files vehicle. Did like Mulder and Scully have a specific car? Or Krychek? Or the cigarette smoking man? I don't remember any of that. It's been so long since I've watched that show. Spuntimus Prime is back with his question. I wonder if we will get a Studio Series 86 Constructicon set. I think that'll happen one day. I really do. I think that Studio Series 86 at some point will probably get like a Titan class kind of figure, and they'll probably just reissue that same old mold. That's what I think. I don't really think. I mean, if they do a Titan class, I don't think they're gonna. Maybe they'll resculpt what they did back during Combiner Wars, but I don't think they're gonna make something from the ground up. I think that they have a mold that they can milk and they could still make money. I'm pretty sure if Hasbro opened up pre-orders tomorrow for Combiner Wars Devastator, they would sell out again because they did it at one point. I remember at one point they had all this like found inventory from their warehouse. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if they continue and put out more. For sure, for sure. Oop, a whole bunch of questions. I got to make sure. Oh, do we have more of these guys? More of these guys with the bots, all with the bots. Got to get rid of the bots. More bots. They are crazy today. They're sending out so many of them. But goodbye, bots. Goodbye. Now, where were we? Where were we? We got some good questions here today from the green members. And again, people, super chat. If you're not a member, you could super chat also. The Megatron Beast Wars Netflix was terrible. It was okay. It was okay. I don't want to say it was terrible. It was an okay mold. I think they just milked it a lot. Rodimus Power toy unboxing. Is it possible that Optimus's new face is created or at least inspired by modern AR drawing? I hope not. I hope that they're hiring designers that are actually talented. I mean, Nick Roche had a lot to do with the designs for Earthspark. So I assume that Nick Roche doesn't use AI to do his art. I'm going to assume that Nick does everything brand new, like Nick always has done up to this point with all his fantastic work. That's what I'm hoping, anyhow. Proto Mang, so far, does Earthspark look more risky or more safe for Hasbro at the moment? Hasbro's doing their thing. You know, I talk with people at Hasbro, and it's a business. You know, they're not a toy company anymore, as a certain someone I know said to me in private. They're not a toy company anymore. They're a media company. They're worried about investors. They're worried about stocks. They're worried about people, being unhappy and the political sphere and all that stuff that I do not care about at all. As a Canadian, we care about three things in life. We care about hockey, we care about staying warm when it's cold, and we care about poutine and eating good. That's what we care about. And as long as you agree with those three things, then we like you. Anything outside of that, it's just crazy people. Just crazy people on Twitter. There's people always ask me, Protoman, you have so many followers on Twitter, but you follow almost nobody. You want to know why? Because I don't care. I don't care about what's going on with all that stupid stuff. It's a bunch of people screaming into the void, screaming. They need to take their pills and relax. They need to go for a walk. That's what they need to do. Just relax, guys. The world is not as bad as you think it is. It really isn't. When you start having friends and a social life, you realize that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So from that Hasbro rant, that's what's kind of set me there. Hasbro's just doing their thing. They're just doing their thing. I hope the show is good. That's it. I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna be unbiased. I hope it's good. The Netflix stuff was wasn't feeling the Netflix stuff. I was excited going into it. Then when I saw it, I kind of went, I liked some parts of it, but most of it was kind of not that great. BotBots was fun, but BotBots I understood was for a younger demographic, but it was way more fun than the Netflix stuff, in my opinion. I loved Cyberverse. Cyberverse was really good. We got more of those bots there, which I'm gonna have to. This is getting crazy. There has to be a way that you could just like ban these guys permanently. Let's see, what else do we got here? Uh, let's see. Earthspark seems more like it's aimed at younger viewers, like just barely above BotBots. When will we get more older audience shows? Well, Mikey, the Netflix series was an older audience show, and well, how did you like that? We need an older audience show that isn't written by people who have no talent. Let's put it this way. And yes, shots fired on that. If you look at some of the people who wrote the Netflix stuff, they literally have no credits of any value in relation to Transformers. One of them wrote the failed Transformers Deviation comic that got canceled after its first issue. It was that bad. It was that bad. Where are we at? Tom Laney, you were showing Browning how many gun bots have they have, and how many did Megatron? How many? Oh, excuse me. I probably should read this better. You showed Browning how many gun bots they have, and how many did they think gun Megatron was okay when the world was not as crazy. Well, again, those were all Japanese toys. Japan doesn't even have guns over there. They have insanely strict gun laws in Japan. Insane. You think Canada has strict gun laws? Wait till you go to Japan. So if a kid is running around with Megatron, the police, who by the way, police don't even have guns in Japan, the police would be like, "How did that kid get a gun?" Because he wouldn't think that because he knows that it would be a toy. So, I mean, they recently did a water squirting gun based off a G1 Megatron exclusive to Japan. We reported it on the podcast because they could get away with that. So stuff like Browning, like G1 Megatron, all the other gun robos from Microman back in the day of the Micro Change series, they were able to get away with it. Back in 1984, they put out Megatron. And then they realized it might not be a good idea. So that's why you didn't see anything after 85, 86, 87, 88. But in Japan, when Browning got released in Master Force, yeah, they could do it forever. Like I said, Masterpiece Megatron, no problem. The water gun Megatron that they did recently, no problem. But that's Japan, different story. While in the United States, take it from a Canadian who walked into a CVS and had to learn for the very first time what open carry was. I didn't know what open carry was, but I'm a Canadian. I'm in CVS getting me a pack of gum, and there's a guy with a rifle. I'm like, oh, I guess today's the day when I'm going to die, you know. So it's a different culture, and because of that culture, it makes it difficult to put that in toy product. It's the reason why Nerf guns are as colorful as they are. It's just the way it is. You got to understand how the world is sometimes. Sarah, with the YouTube member question, the voice of Megatron and Beast Wars Netflix guy was terrible, from a god complex to a fanboy figure. Yeah, well, it wasn't that great. I will agree. Wasn't that great. Nothing beats David Kaye. David Kaye is one of the greatest voice actors of all time. Of all time. I'm telling you, of all time. Look, Hot Rod's my favorite character. I love Judd Nelson and Dick Gautier and Peter Cullen and Scott McNeil's like also in like a top 5, but David Kaye is one of the greatest voice actors of all time. His range is crazy when you see what else he's done. So talented. Go all the way back to his days when he was doing Rama One Half, during the anime days with Viz Studio. Super talented dude. And Cialis commercials. Mikey, hey, Proto, Miss Paul M super chat. Oh, Paul M had a super chat. What happened? It got buried. Sorry, because we were getting all those dating stuff there. Oh, Paul M super chat. I'm sorry, Paul. Paul M super chat. How about the HasLab broadside that doubles as a USS Flag? Exactly what I was saying, Paul. Hasbro double dipping on both fandoms. I'm telling you, that's what they should do, though. That's exactly what they should do. I'm telling you. If they do a commander class, they could at least do something for the Joe fans. And if there's one thing that we saw with the His Tank, is at least the Joe fans are game for HasLab stuff. Marvel, hit or miss. Star Wars, hit or miss. Transformers, some stuff barely got funded. So it's something where, at least with G.I. Joe, we have a 100% success rate. That could change, but so far it's a 100% success rate. And that His Tank went through the roof. So they could test something, and they'd get the Transformer fans. But how were the sales of the Megatron His Tank? That's what I'm curious. Because the Classifieds His Tank, yeah, that did okay. That did very well. But the Megatron His Tank, how were sales on that? I'd like to know those numbers. That's the real question, because then that'll tell you if both markets are interested in playing ball together. Michael Koo with the super chat for 5 bones. And look at Michael Koo. He has the matrix of leadership next to his name there. He's been a YouTube member for a very long time. Do exclusives from TFCon keep their value or increase over time? I will tell you this straight up. As someone who, I had a roommate at TFCon for many years that every single time he would ask me, what is the best exclusive at TFCon to buy to flip? Because he wanted to pay for his trip. And he would always ask me. And every year I say the same thing. Buy it and put it on eBay within the first 5 seconds. Because I'm telling you guys, before that weekend is over, it's going to be on Ages 3 and Up's website. And then you don't have to pay marked up prices. So unless you have someone that's going to do a buy it now on the Friday night or Saturday, they rarely increase in value. Unless it's like a really hot ticket item, like, oh, this is really cool, and then it sells out at the show, and then they put it on Ages and 3 and Up, and then it sells out on there, then maybe. But honestly, I mean, goodness, there is very few third-party exclusives that after 5 years go up in value, let alone convention exclusives, because convention exclusives in general, they don't save the good ideas for a convention exclusive. Like, they did that RC, Ages 3 and Up. They did an RC one that had a box that was Ghost in the Shell, and she was based on her prototype colors. I loved it. super cool, but you could pick it up on their website for the same price that you would have got it as a TFCon exclusive. So most, it used to be back in the day there was a time where there was money to be made. You picked up Powered Commander from TFCon 2009, or you picked up what was another big ticket one? Bluster and Trench, the animated 2-pack. Those guys were like going for like $500 at one point. Now you get them for $89. Third party is always a questionable investment, let alone third party exclusives from conventions, because conventions, it's limited numbers, not many people are buying them. So the people that manufacture those exclusives, they hedge their bets. They go, oh, it's a TFCon exclusive for that weekend, but come Monday, it's going to be on our store. It's going to be on our website. So mm, I always say, get what you like. If you like the exclusive, buy it. Like, I can't reach it right now. The last TFCon exclusive that I bought for myself was the Sphinx one. They had like that Pharaoh kind of box and everything. That was cool. That was like Mummies Alive stuff. I love that. If it's even like exclusives that I worked on, that I did the bios for and everything, sometimes I don't even bother with them. I just go, I don't know, unless you're giving it to me for free. Like I'm not going to pay $160 for not G2 breakdown, you know, but whatever. To each their own. It's there. I appreciate the engineering and the fun that goes into them, but to look at it from a monetization and a profit standpoint to invest in, let me tell you guys, it's not worth it. It really isn't. You're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose money. Honestly, take that $100, take that $150 that you would have put into an exclusive and put it in the bank in an investment, like a blue chip stock, and you'll make more money back in 1 year than you would probably in the profits after eBay and fees and everything. Trust me. Like too many times, like today, guys they buy stuff and they take a bath on it. And God forbid you undercharge on shipping and lose money there. That's even worse. That is even worse. The Tinder bots are back again. The Tinder bots are back again. Is there a way to ban these guys? There has to be a way. There has to be a way. There's so many of them today. It is crazy. There we go. There we go. Andy Davis with the super chat for 2 bones. What monster would you most like to see as a Transformer? Are we talking kaijus from the Ultraman and Godzilla portion? Because I would like to see some of that. If we're talking more like universal monsters, like what kind of monsters? Andy, like follow up that one, Andy. And you don't have to like super chat if you don't want to. I'll try to look for it. Because if we're talking kaiju, then I got a list. When we're talking like Ultraman and Godzilla stuff, monsters. Netflix sucks though. What do we got here? They're back again. My goodness. They are really pushing it today. They are really pushing it today. They really want to advertise. It's crazy. This is probably the most they've ever tried. It's crazy, guys, eh? It's okay. I keep zapping them. They come back with a different account every single time. Imagine we've done this how many times now? 5 times already, and they keep coming back with a different account. It's crazy. Sarah wants to know. I was expecting that from the final episode from the garbage of Netflix. The Beast Wars Megatron will betray the G1 Megatron, steal his spark, and become the dragon we all know and love. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what they do. Clearly the trilogy of Netflix stuff. While it did have a strong viewership initially, I guess it probably didn't get well received, and that's why we didn't continue that with Legacy. You would think like every year we've continuously had something, but they clearly put a stop to that and decided to focus more on Earthspark and bots and some of that other stuff instead. Where are we at? What's for breakfast, Proto? Grilled cheese. I bought too much bread. I've tried to like cut down on having bread in my diet. When you reach a certain age, it's not that good for you. To have that much bread in your diet. So I've been cutting down on it. And now it's like, oh, some of that bread's gonna expire. So I've been having grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff like that, which is not that great for you either. But grilled cheese, tamari nuts, grapes, Once in a while, I have a nice glass of milk too. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Let's see. They find you sexy in that new chair. Oh, the Anda Seats chair. Princeton Phalanx 59. The Anda Seats. we had to we had the corporate shill our our uh our little display area here. Hey, when you got a sponsor with me, if I like what you guys give me, look, it's a Transformer chair. You know, I'm down for that. Symbiote Studios does Transformer and Magic the Gathering products. I'm down for that. Hasbro Pulse is the guys who make Transformer toys. I'm down for that. That's why you're going to be a sponsor with me, it's because I like what you do. I'm not going to be shilling you chocolate bars or VPNs or what else am I seeing? Or what was another one there? The Blue Chew pill. Yeah, I'm gonna Blue Chew pills to my viewers. Uh, where are we at? Let's hear both kaiju and classic monsters for Halloween. So for kaiju, I want Pigmon. Pigmon is one of my favorite kaijus from Ultraman. He's this cute little kaiju that's a good guy. I would love to see a Pigmon kaiju. I'd love to see Killazy. Killazy's an obscure one from Ultraman Towards the Future. I would love to see Mecha Godzilla as a Transformer, specifically his first design from Terror of Mecha Godzilla. That would be so cool. Mecha Godzilla's SH figure arts. You want to talk about investing in toys? Mecha Godzilla's SH figure arts goes for over $170 right now. That was originally, I think when I first got that, I think it was like $70. It's like tripled in value. And me, I'm going like, ooh, man, that is real good money. Triple in value. So I will go with those for traditional classic monsters. Well, we already got Draculus. Um, let's see what else. Because you have like Frankenstein, you'd have like the Mummy. Who else is the Universal monsters? You also have this is universe like the Werewolf Man. I'm surprised they haven't done like you took Weird Wolf and did like a werewolf Universal monsters. Who would you do for like you could take Weird Wolf and turn that into Universal monsters? Who would you do for Frankenstein? I guess you could take Cup because Cup has that Frankenstein kind of shaped head, and he has the arms and limbs that come off like Frankenstein is arms and limbs. Yeah, you could do something with Cup, and then you could put like a on his windshield instead of it's a crack, it's a stitch. Oh, free ideas for you, Hasbro. Pretty sure we have we have one Hasbro guy in here that's listening, so free ideas. Enjoy. If you see it later in a Hasbro Pulse reveal, you know where it came from. Michael Koo, bread, carbs, sugar. Tons of sugar in bread. Let me tell you, tons of sugar in bread. Uh, Mikey wants to know I've been waiting for Godzilla Transformer crossovers forever. Get on it, Hasbro. Right now, the Godzilla Master Toy license, I believe, is with who has the Master Toy license? Who did Godzilla versus Kong? Who did the toys for that? Who did the toys for that? I missed a super chat. Where did I miss a super chat? I'm so sorry. Every single time, though, they put those stupid they put those spam things, it pushes everything down. T-Formers 2002 with the super chat. All right, so we are mixing brands with HasLab. What could be your dream mixed brand project for Transformers? I always say it every time. If it was my dream, and it doesn't matter from a business standpoint, Mega Man Transformers, 100%. 100%. There's Proto Man right there, you know? But from a business standpoint, Power Rangers just makes sense. Power Rangers is super easy. There's so much that you could do there just with Dinobots and the original Power Ranger team of the Dinozords. And I mean, there's so much there. But Mega Man, always Mega Man. Since they already did Street Fighter, because Street Fighter was another real fun one that I love. I love Capcom games. So, but Mega Man, faux show. Faux show Mega Man. Let's scroll back down. Power Rangers for life with the $2 super chat. What's the latest update on HasLab Victory Saber? Last update we got was they showed us packaging They showed us how the packaging is gonna look. That was BMAC, and I believe it was Evan that showed it to us. Then they sent an email out to people, showing the molds and how that's being done, and then the last update we got was that there's a whole bunch of HasLabs on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. So, that was the last update, unfortunately. Supposedly, we're gonna be getting them soon. I'm gonna be getting a sample, so hopefully, I don't know if I get the sample before or after you guys, I don't know. Uh, Traditionally in the past when I got samples from Hasbro and other toy companies, I got it before it came out with everyone else, so we'll see what happens with that. Grimoire Custom says this podcast is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Oh man, yeah, I forgot about the cell phone ones too. Oh God, God. See, I would get offers. Like, I had this guy who made Korean transforming robots based on a show that's on Netflix. There's so many transforming robot Korean shows on Netflix. One of them contacted me and wanted me to advertise their products. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. And then I watched their show and I was like, oh God, I don't know. I felt like I'd be forcing it, because I watched their show and I was like, no, thank you. Like, and what they were offering too, like it's one thing, if I'm going to shill something to you guys, it's another like if I'm shilling it, it's like, so what are you guys paying me? It's like, well, you get to keep the toys. I'm like, yeah, but your toys aren't that great, so it's not a fair trade. Um, David Cabal, do you have a Godzilla collection? Yes, I do. It's so if I had to like compare, so like my Ultraman collection is like huge. Uh, actor autographs, old stuff from when I was a kid, tons of figures. I have like a huge Ultra 7, like it's like a statue that's like it's got to be at least maybe like 2 feet tall. My Godzilla collection is super hyper focused. It's mostly Keshigumu stuff of Mechagodzilla, old school 1957, 1959 Godzilla stuff. Once in a while, I'll put like a new Godzilla product in there, like, oh, the new Godzilla from that first new Godzilla movie, or, 1997 Godzilla. I have some products from that because when that movie came out, I was actually kind of excited for it because I was like, "Oh man, like, are we gonna finally have like Hollywood kaiju movies? Maybe we'll have Godzilla versus Ultraman in the sequel." And then we saw the movie and we're like, "Oh, ooh, I hope Steven Spielberg never sees this movie and realize he just ripped off Jurassic Park." So we will see. But I have a pretty decent sized Godzilla collection. Not crazy like my Ultraman. My Ultraman one is huge. I love Ultraman. Of all the Toku stuff, of all the live action sci-fi stuff, Ultraman will always be number one with me. I have a huge history of that growing up with like just love that stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Lizard Sphere X. He missed the super chat. Which one did I miss now? Which one did I miss now? Lizard Sphere X. Did I miss another one? If I miss super chats, let me know. There it is. There it is. Sorry, Lizard Sphere X. Sorry, my brother. Wish we get a Browning from even a tiny. Oh my God, I missed two of them. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I missed these super chats. It's terrible. Everything got pushed down. So we'll start with Media Max, and then I'll do Lizard Sphere X. Media Max, Protomang. Could they do a Studio Series 86 Gun Megatron in HasLab, or are they still legal issues with that? If it ships to the United States, there's legal issues. I'll just say that right away. Because look what happened. Like you just mentioned, is the MP still available directly through Takara? So when they did MP Megatron, right? Sold in Japan. When Big Bad Toy Store was going to get stock for MP Megatron, this is what was the MP04, I think it was, that first one. Big Bad Toy Store by the US government had to crazy glue in an orange tip inside the barrel of the gun. Just to be able to sell that Japanese product, they had to defile it in order to do that. So they wouldn't be able to do something through HasLab because that's aimed to be sold. Imagine the masterpiece was never intended to be sold to the American market, especially back then when masterpieces were invented. It was specifically for the Japanese market. We didn't have like a HasLab website that you could get it directly through Hasbro. It was like you got it through Big Bad Toy Store, you got it through eBay or a Japanese distributor. So they had that freedom a little bit, and they still had to put an orange tip inside it for the distribution through Big Bad Toy Store. When you're talking something that's gonna be done through HasLab, no way. Zero. Zero. There's no way. The only way we will ever get a gun Megatron for your classics, generations, universe, legacy, evolution, whatever you want to call it, the only way you're going to get one that scales fine is if it's something that Japan makes and makes it only for the Japanese market. Like it'll be like some kind of Takara Tomy Mall exclusive. And then and only then will we be able to get it. And you'd have to import it. That's the problem. You'd have to import it. Look what they did with Classics Megatron. It looked like a Nerf gun, and then Japan gave it all those like actual gunmetal colors because they could get away with it over there. It's just how it is. Look at Laserbeak from Armada. Doesn't even look like a real gun. Doesn't even look like a real gun. It looks like a double barrel camera. And they still had to make it in hot orange just to play it safe. Aaron Archer told that whole story on our segment of the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer, which be sure to check that out. Lizard Sphere X with the $5 super chat. Wish we'd get Browning from every tiny Megatron. Then an alt universe where Browning gets yeeted at Unicron and gets the Galvatron treatment. Well, Browning had his gold color scheme and then he had his regular color scheme, so maybe that's his Galvatron repaint. Maybe we could look at it like that. We could look at it like that. I hope I don't miss any other super chats. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Like all those, I had to scroll up and down to get rid of all those spam guys. It was messing with everything. Messing with everything. When will we expect a new Universe 1.0? Like when we had Armada and some reissues from Reveal of the Shield and the first edition Prime and RID. Well, Sarah, a Universe 1.0, like over there you could see, Universe 1.0 was originally created as an answer to like, hey, we have these BotCon ideas, but we don't have, and this was like, we're talking like 2000, 2001 when it was the Hartmans were working with with Hasbro, um, 3H Enterprises as they were called, the OTFCC and all of that. They just had a whole bunch of ideas, but they only had like 2 exclusives that they could do, 3 at most at the time. Then they did the big box sets, and then that kind of put the end to that in 2005, 2006 with Fun Publication. All those great ideas could be done. How many BotCon exclusives were there a year? Box set had 5 figures. Then you had another 4 figures from the at show exclusives. Then you got the free figure, so that's 5 again right there. So that's 10. Then you had the custom class figure, so that's 11. 11 exclusives at one show across multiple price points. So they didn't really need Universe 1.0 anymore at that point. And now the way I see it, Universe 1.0 is kind of what Generation Selects is in a lot of ways. I mean, look, we got old Transformer Prime molds through Generation Selects, through that anniversary thing, which I think didn't sell well. I was surprised. Let's keep going. Proto Mang, could they do a Studio Series 8? Okay, sorry for Media Max for missing that question. Perfecto. Send me pics of your Godzilla collection. I'll take some pics, David, when I get time. Not tonight though, because after I finish the stream, I have to make sure it uploads, and then I pretty much take a little bite, and then I rest and I go to bed and I call it a night. But tomorrow, remind me, I will. Mikey says G1 Megatron, in our opinion, just always should come with a nice G1 style full gun mode. Small, use the figure. Well, you know what? See, and again, I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something too. Let me give you an example. Let me give you guys an example. Where are you? Where are you, Mini Megs? Let me give you an example. Last time we had a gun Megatron. I'm gonna have to transform him here live. Give me a moment. Last time we had a gun Megatron. I'll put him into robot mode first. There we go. Was this guy. This was the Legend scale Reveal the Shield Megatron. I think it was Reveal the Shield. And look what they had to do. This tiny little gun, you know? This tiny little gun. They had to do all of that. Let me just transform it a little bit. It's going to take me a moment. But hey, Proto, what is the blue box on your side? Blue box on your side. That is Ravage. It's the new Ravage that I got from you guys. If anyone saw recently, I did a photo shoot that Mikey and Louie sent that. The Ravage figure. That is the blue box. I guess it's a blue box. And then under Ravage is under Ravage is two overrides. Let's see. David Quall, send me the pics. Yes, I will, Dave. No problemo. Let me just scroll down. I don't want to miss any other super chats too. Let me make sure. Hey, Proto, what's the blue box? I missed that one. I didn't got that one. Everything's getting pushed up. Was that Browning in some old commercial for Transformers, or was early footage head of the character that was not Megatron that we know? You're referring to the very first commercial that featured Megatron. The Megatron head, that the reason why it's like that's based off of the comic book, because the Marvel comic book designed Megatron with a black helmet. I'm not going to go reach for the books right now, but so he had a black helmet. So that's kind of a weird design choice that was done for the commercial, because at the time Marvel was doing commercials for both their GI Joe and their Transformer comics, and they would use those designs for those comic books as a pseudo way to advertise the toys without getting in trouble. Oh yeah, the giveaway. We're going to do the giveaway. Don't worry. We're going to do the giveaway. I just want to find a moment to breathe, and then I'll do the giveaway. We'll do Media Max's question after I get rid of more of these guys here. There we go. Get rid of those. Aaron Archer's here. Aaron's here. I didn't even see Aaron's here. What about that new Toy Armada episode? It's coming, Aaron. There's a new episode coming, guys. That's what people are going like, well, there's a new episode. There's a new episode coming. It was a very busy past couple of weeks for Transformer news. So Media Max with the questions. Protomang, status on your new streaming PC funds. Well, right now we have this one. When Boxing Day is going to come around, I'm going to be looking into a second camera and a second microphone, because there's always good deals on Boxing Day. So that's when I'm going to get a second camera and a second microphone. So the update will be on Boxing Day. I'll find something good, because I want to have a second camera so we could have like a cool little something going on, and then I could use that setup also for the future for other stuff. That'd be pretty cool. So let's do the giveaway. We have the winner, John. Yes, we do. So let me just pull up the slide. One moment. So the giveaway, again, for people that don't know, for the YouTube members and Patreon members to access for this, comes courtesy of Bin Studios, Buzzworthy Bumblebee, that Creatures Collide 4-pack. Who's going to get Sky Wasp? And the winner is Roman Schilling. Roman Schilling, are you here, Roman? If you are not here, I'm going to have to ask John to pull another name. Then. So Roman Schilling, you are here. Please contact me through either your Patreon account or Twitter or Instagram, whatever you are comfortable with. And let me know your address, and I'll send you a delicious bug in the mail. Roman, are you there? Did we lose Roman? I guess we lost him. Oh no, someone's not going to be able to claim it. You wish you were a member so you could win this. Well, if you join, there's nothing stopping you from joining, my friend. Roman is here. Congratulations. You win, Roman. You win the purple bug. So contact me through either Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or through Patreon's messaging system. Send me your address, and we will send you the purple bug of Skywasp. Congratulations! And we will do another giveaway next week. So be sure to jump in and get in on that. How much time we got left? We got 20 minutes left. 20 minutes left. No, he is over there. Congratulations, Broman. And again, if you want to get in on the giveaways and stuff, be a Patreon member or be a YouTube member. Take your pick, whichever one you're more comfortable with. Some people don't like Patreon. Some people prefer YouTube. Whatever works for you. I personally suggest Patreon just because it's a little more easier for contact. I hate that my YouTube members can't PM me or private message me, and they don't have a system for that yet, which sucks. I wish that they created some kind of system where if you were a YouTube member, you could still private message me. But maybe they'll add that one day, YouTube, please. I want to have that because I always have to tell my YouTube members to use like Twitter or Instagram to contact me, and some people don't have either. So makes it difficult. Michael Koo with the super chat for $5. Thank you again, Michael Koo. Michael Koo, the MVP. Did the script of the Transformers movie go through multiple drafts? Yes. Went through 4 drafts, if I remember correctly. There's multiple drafts. If you're referring to the original 86 movie, then yes, it had 4 different drafts. The Secrets of Cybertron, which still to this day, we don't really have like the true version of that. Ron Freeman has very vague memories of it, you know. And I love Ron Freeman, but and I read his book. There's his book that I have. Hold on. Where's Ron's book? There we go. I have Ron's book. I Killed Optimus Prime by Ron Freeman. I met Ron. To Daniel, a man of fabulous taste and in quality literature. You bought a classic first publication. And I love Ron because Ron always talks about how, oh, you know who my best friend is? Yeah, my best friend, Stanley. I bought stuff from Ron. I bought stuff. I bought animation cells from Ron, and Ron sent me the animation cells and a picture of him with Stanley, which I always find so funny. He likes to mention his best friend Stanley a lot. No hate on Ron. I love Ron. He's a funny guy, but I always find that funny. If you have access to the Discord, you could contact me there too. If you have access to it, that's one way to do it also. But it's more just because the thing is that for the YouTube members, what makes it difficult is if you add YouTube membership, it's very difficult to contact me to get access to the Discord because you need to get an invite link, all of that stuff. It's YouTube needs to fix my way that I'm able to communicate with my fans. I hate that because it used to be early YouTube. There actually was a mailbox system, and they got rid of that. They totally got rid of that. Let's see. Horned Owl, looking forward to TFCon Chicago next week. See you there, Aaron Archer. I hope to go back to the shows sooner enough. Soon enough. Maybe LA, guys. Maybe LA. We're going to see. LA is like 5 months away. We'll see. Mikey, if we got an actual G1 continuation directly after Rebirth, with a story directly after, sorry, everything's moving here. With a story directly after, not years later, what would you like to see in that story be? Oh, explaining the golden age of Cybertron, because then you have Galvatron leaving with Scorponok or Lord Zarek, and then what's going to be happening with that? I mean, I imagine it would just be what the Headmaster's cartoon was in a lot of ways. Obviously there's differences with how Scorponok was handled with that and the Headmasters, but I imagine it would be that same flavor as what the Japanese did. Spuntimus Prime, hey Proto, did you ever get 86 Slag and Daniel for the podcast? Never did. Never got. I would want to get one minty in the box. I would love to get one. I didn't see, honestly, the leader class Dinobots locally here in Montreal. I think I saw Grimlock once. Never saw Slag. Never saw Slug. Or Slag, Slug, whatever you want to call it. Never saw Sludge. So the leaders were tough. Never saw them. They came out at a time too where the big V was in full alert too, so numbers were low, so to speak. Never got it. Mikey, Bayverse movie went through many drafts. 2 hot girls screaming during explosions. No, 3 hot girls screaming. 10. What could we get away with? They have to be showing their navels though, Mikey. They have to be showing their navels. That's the prerequisite for Michael Bay on how he hires people. It's like, hey, could you pull this up? All right. Media Max, Proto Mang, what is the status on the BotBots portion of Transformers? Is BotBots in danger of Earthspark supplementing it? Well, you know what, Media Max, I have no idea because like what's crazy is the BotBots cartoon was pretty good. They had zero product on the shelves during all that. Before the lead up to BotBots, no BotBots product on the shelves. During BotBots on Netflix debut, no BotBots product on the shelves. Now we're what, 2 months after the show came out? Still no new product. Brain dead. So I don't know. If BotBots doesn't do well, that falls on just bad planning. Very bad planning. Very bad planning. I hope it's doing well, and I hope they do a season 2. I really do. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I recognize it for what it is, a short comedy, simple story made for a younger demo, but it's fun. It's fun, and I like having fun. Do you like having fun? I like having fun. Michael Butcher, hey, hello, Proto Man. Are they make trans metal Beast Wars? And is Motormaster worth buying? Motormaster is worth buying. He's a very good toy, even on his own, without the combiner elements. And will they do Transmetals? Probably at some point. When they're done doing all the Beast Wars 95 to 97 stuff, they'll move into 98 Transmetals at some point. They'll do Cheetor. I imagine he'll be the first guy they want to do. Michael Koo, Protoman, speaking of Mr. Archer, do we have a new toy episode of the Toy Armada coming soon? Very soon. It's already recorded. It's oh god, we have those stupid people. I have to get rid of them again. YouTube, we got to do something about these bots. It is getting out of hand, man. It is getting out of hand. Sorry, Michael, as I was saying, we have a new episode recorded. About 40% of it has been edited. To do 10 minutes of editing on it, I have to take like 2 hours of my time sometimes. And it was just the past 2 weeks were crazy for news. They were crazy. And I've been coming home late because it's tire season is coming for work. So it's been very busy, but it is coming. It's another great Armada character deep dive episode. People will love it. The last one did very well. This one's going to do well too. I don't want to say which characters we picked, but it's a really good one. It's a really good one. Everyone will learn something brand new, hopefully. Everyone will learn something brand new. I am Tindertron and I will eat Cybertron. Yeah, man, it's nuts. It's crazy. And what's even more crazy is it's different accounts every single time. Every single time. It's like I have literally this entire live stream, I have blocked 9 different accounts now. That's crazy. Crazy. YouTube, step it up, man. All these bots. And they're not of the Cybertronian kind. Tindertron must be stopped, no matter the cost. Please, with the money they make, there's any cost to do it. But yeah. How much time we got left? We got, oh my goodness, we only have 12 minutes left in the stream. 12 minutes left. But if you have not watched, go check out, I have my slide. Let me get the slide. If you have not watched the Toy Armada, go check out the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer after you're done listening to my voice. When I'm done here today in 11 minutes, go check it out on YouTube, the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer, where if you hear my voice a little longer, me and Aaron Archer talking about Transformers deep dive and how they were all created from the man himself who made them. Not my speculation, not me going like, maybe they did that, maybe they did this. This is from the guy who actually made it. So it's the truth. It is from the horse's mouth. And what a horse! Hung like a horse. I can't believe I said that. But anyways, the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Check it out, yo. Check it out. Media Max Protoman, do you think Siege Astro Train was made with Galaxy Shuttle in mind? No, I don't think so, because when you think about it, Siege Astro Train was made when John Warden was still part of, the design team and stuff. By the time we get the Galaxy Shuttle, now we're talking Evan, we're talking Mark, so it's two different design teams completely. If anything, it's a healthy coincidence and some really good planning. Looking like, oh yeah, you could do something there. Michael Butcher with the 13-month super chat. Hello, Proto. When will we get Transmetals? Michael, I don't think we're going to be getting them anytime soon. I think that, look, we just got the reissues of Retracts. We got the reissues of K9. I think that they're like, I feel if we're gonna get Transmetals, I think we're gonna get Transmetals as Legacy Evolution stuff before we get it otherwise. But I could be wrong. But it's just, I feel like they're focusing. Look, we just got reissues of the TF movie stuff with Starscream and Hot Rod. Then we're gonna probably maybe see some more 97, 96, 95 Beast Wars stuff. There's so many molds they could milk there. To go into stuff that's Chrome, and that's stuff they kind of don't really want to do with the Chrome. It's something where, you know, we'll see. Like, we look at how they handled the Transmetals in Armada, and that kind of gives you an idea of what they might do there. And again, we talked about it in an individual segment um, on the podcast and with Aaron Archer. We talked about how those Transmetal molds are today because of what happened during Armada with the resculpting, you know? Sarah, why you say that they didn't sell well? I bought like 13 breakdowns and Viacons. You think that they will give Studio Series 86 Megatron a third gun fan mode like they did with Refractor's tank mode? If they sneak something in there and it looks like a gun, they could get in trouble. You know, it's like you mentioned, like Shockwave. Like, oh, if you, or even a six shot. How you like kind of hide stuff. Those ones still don't look like Walter P38 German Luger guns, you know? And those ones are not allowed. You're not allowed a ray gun. You're not allowed a ray pistol even. And they avoid the gun modes with those guys to make something that looks like a gunmetal actual German pistol. Man, that's going to be tough. That's a tough one. That is a really tough one to do without, even if you sneak it in there. Oh, if you twist it like this and go like that, oh, now all of a sudden you got a gun mode. If it looks like a gun, they could get in trouble, because it was done with intent. Oh, we didn't know if you twist it like that, it perfectly looks like a gun. No, someone knew. Someone knew. And Mark's gonna post on the Instagram, I'm just saying, if you do this, there's gonna be like evidence for court right there, and with an Instagram post. David Cabal, what do you think of Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z? Well, Yamcha from Dragon Ball was pretty cool with the Wolf's Fang Fist, until he got his tooth knocked out by Goku. He actually was a viable character. By the time we get to Dragon Ball Z, he starts to become a bit of a joke character. There is a really good fan manga, which was like a what if story. It was like, what if Yamcha trained as hard as Goku? And it's somewhere online. I'll find it and maybe I'll post it, David. It's really good. It shows like Yamcha could like reach those Super Saiyan levels almost. Obviously, he can't be Super Saiyan, but there's a really good Yamcha manga out there where it's like, what if Yamcha was like the man? And then you ask here, Yamcha's your favorite. I have an idea for HasLab, a crossover with Proto Man himself. Formula One car, red Formula One car. Oh, it's already in the display. Red Formula One car. That's all I want. Make me a red Formula One car. Who is Yamcha of Transformers? Who's the Yamcha of Transformers? Who gets killed and no respect? Who's the Yamcha of Transformers? Well, let's see. Yamcha lost his girl to Vegeta. So who lost their girl to someone else? I don't know. That doesn't exist. Who gets killed easily? I don't know. Prowl. Prowl got killed with one shot. I don't know. I don't think there is a Yamcha in Transformers, and it would be too insulting to say something like Wheelie or Night Scream, because I don't think Yamcha's like Night Scream bad or Wheelie. I like Wheelie though, but Mediamax Protomang. What's more likely, new inception of Transmetals or reissues of Transmetals? I think it'd be new. I think Legacy Evolution Transmetals, new inceptions are more possible. That's just me personally. It's kind of like, which do you think Hasbro would have? And this is hindsight being 2020. Which would you rather see? New Dragon Megatron or reissue the Dragon Megatron, which wasn't that great a mold because it's fragile by today's standards, by the engineering and the design. Even Aaron Archer's personal one. I remember we were displaying it at TFCon on his table, and I'm like, oh man, this thing just doesn't hold up even years later. You know, great for its time, but still limited. Still limited. Where are we at here? Mikey, Protoman, Transformers Protoman crossover. Protoman turns into an Anda seat chair. Oh, geez, I hope not. I like Anda seats, but I don't want to be a chair. Who's the chair? Varn from the DJD. Looking forward to the MPG Raiden. That's so far. Horned Owl. Yeah, I love what's going on with that Raiden. Looks really good. Looks really good. And I'm telling you, I probably should have showed it. One of the track pieces has storage for a sword. I'm telling you that sword accessory is not going to be used with Raiden. It's going to be used for the repaint of Raiden when they do that other alternate color scheme. Watch. Mark Morales, 1516 with the $5 super chat. Hey Proto, was the Earth mode Hound inevitable, or were fans requesting it? Also, do you think we might get a new Thunderwing? I think it was inevitable. I think that, from the offset, this was going to be turned into one. I'm just surprised it didn't happen during Earthrise. It took this long, but yeah, it was inevitable. Of course, they're gonna do the Earthrise one. They're gonna do the detritus repaint. Although I think they should do it from this mold personally for Junkion. They'll do it plenty with that. They'll repaint it into what was the one that they did with Bakhan? Who did they do with Bakhan? It was one of the UK guys. You know, like they'll figure out something. Also, do you think we'll get a new Thunderwing? Yes. I think that the Thunderwing trademark will find many a use throughout the many years, and we will get the Matrix Bearer Thunderwing for sure. For sure, 100%. And he should be a bigger one because the last one we got was a deluxe class. I would like a Voyager class Thunderwing. Nice big one, come with a green Matrix. That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. That's something Mark 100% would do. That's a Mark idea. Uh, Prince of Phalanx 59. How is it that a third party company can sell gun transformers? Because third party companies are made in China and they don't care. How could third party companies do anything? There's third party transformer upgrade kits that give RC boobs. There's third party upgrade kits that do all kinds of crazy stuff that break every rule. And then you ask, how could Chosen Prime, BBTS, and Entertainment Earth, but Hasbro can't? Because Hasbro is a publicly traded company based in the United States that comes from a very moral-based Rhode Island. And they worry about their stock prices. While insert third-party company here, I don't have a box near me, but insert third-party company here is a Chinese company that doesn't care. They just want to sell the product and make money. What? It has lead paint and can be poisonous? Okay. Don't lick the toy. They don't care. No safety standards. You can't compare apples and oranges, my friend. Apples and oranges. Lizard Sphere X. Well, Hot Rod lost RC to Springer, and then Springer lost it to Chrome Dome. So, and then in the end, RC wanted to leave with Hot Rod during the Headmasters thing, and Hot Rod said no. And so then she went to Springer. And then Springer cried about her in the Sakamoto mangas. And that's probably the last we heard of that relationship. Spuntus Prime, G1 Starscream is the equivalent of Yamcha. Yeah, I could see that. If Starscream wasn't evil, but had the same kind of thing, because Yamcha's not a traitor. Yeah, started as a villain, then became a good guy. The Desert Bandit Yamcha. I could see it a little bit. I see where you're getting at. Because then you could say like Dirge, because Dirge always gets killed. You know, Dirge always gets murdered. So you could say Dirge. Um, Rodimus, here, Sarah says Rodimus loses a girl to Springer. An X-Files Transformer crossover could be a flying saucer. Yeah, that's true. You could do, yeah, it's true. To a cigarette smoking man. Yeah, well, that they wouldn't do. But yeah, you could do something with our Cosmos mold. And it turns into Molder, and he has a little, you know, what you could do. You could take that flag there, that checkered flag, and then you can make it Molder's like FBI wallet there. Paint it like that. Eh, Maybe we're on to something there, Sarah. David Cabal, I love you guys. Thanks for chiming in. Trevor Stasic with the $5 super chat. We haven't gotten an update on the pack-in mini spies. Oh, I'd love to get more mini spies. I would love that. That'd be really cool. We got our mail away power dashers. It's time for the mini spies. Core class would be perfect. Yes, they would do core class. Oh, Trevor, you're speaking to me here. Uh, weren't there like 30 of them? Well, there was four, but then there was multiple variants of those four because you had different rub signs. So you'd have to bring back rub signs too. Thank you, Proto. Thank you, Trevor. JC Line with the $5 super chat. Oh my God, we're done for the night. Okay, so we'll take these last ones. JC Line with the $5 super chat. Good evening. Were all the Junkions in the '86 movie motorcycles? The new designs are very interesting. All the Junkions in the '86 movie were motorcycles. When we were introduced to supplemental Junkions in season 3, we never saw alt modes, but we assumed that they were motorcycles. Like Nancy was one example, because they had that kind of motorcycle shape and kibble to them. But then Detritus was the very first Junkion that wasn't a motorcycle, and it was just e-hobby looking at the Hound reissues that were being done through Takara's book box reissues and going, what could we do with this? And they figured, paint them brown, turn them a Junkion. And that opened the floodgates to Junkions being more than just motorcycles. And the rest is history. And then Animated gave us a dump truck, which is not in the G1 continuity. And that's it, guys. Um, Sorry, guys, I can't answer the last ones because then we're going to keep going. And Andy Davis started as a bad guy, ended up as a friend. Story of Dragon Ball. Yeah, literally, except Frieza. No, even Frieza too. Okay, except Cell. Then Then. Sarah, when can we spec an upgrade kit of Legacy Dragon Megatron? You'd have to talk to the upgrade kit guys because that wouldn't be me. Talk to someone who does 3D printing. That is it today, guys. We are past the 2-hour mark. I hope you were all entertained tonight with your Transformers, with me, with everyone. Thank you for all the super chats, the great super chats today, and all the YouTube members, everyone who helped support the podcast. Thank you for Aaron and the 2 other Hasbro people that popped in today to listen to us ramble about the robots in the skies and the suggestions from fans. Thank you, everyone, for the love and the support. Thank you, Anda Seats. Thank you, Symbiote Studios, for the plush and being our sponsors. Thank you, Hasbro Pulse. Be sure to check out their YouTube channel and watch some stuff there so they get some YouTube revenue from that. I don't have to tell you to go watch Transformers, it's there to do it. Thank you for Tindertron, who interrupted the podcast at least 9 to 10 times today to let us know that there is adult-based websites. Thank you for that. I'm going to try to get rid of you as best I can, but I guess maybe it's an extra view. Did he watch the commercials? I don't know. Anyways, thank you all for being fans. If you want to support the podcast more, again, patreon.com/protoman or join the YouTube membership, whatever tickles your fancy to help us keep the lights on in this crazy Transformer world. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Like I always say, the world is not as crazy a place as you think it is. Don't listen to the crazy multi-haired people, colored people that complain about everything and look for trouble. Just enjoy life. There's so much cool stuff in this world. There's so much cool stuff that we don't live long enough to enjoy it all. I always say that to myself. I always say to myself, what if I never got into Transformers and I dedicated my life to Thomas the Tank Engine? Imagine. Take care of yourself. I'm out of here. And as always, like I say, roll out.